This is the S&P 500 one-day reading for October 23rd, 2023. It's currently September 10th, 2023, 3:40 p.m. Eastern Time. The shuffle file we're about to play for the 23rd was created on July 28th, 2023 at 1:59 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this video right here. So the Magus card in the theme position is pretty notable, guys. There should be a significant trade opportunity here around the high. And it looks like, first off, this is a risky trade, but it does look like there's a scalp midday, which I'll talk about. It's not that it's a risky trade. There's a better trade. We'll talk about that in detail in just a minute here. Behavior around the highest high for the day. We declined to revisit a support that we recently met once before, and the unicursal in the high position indicates a pretty sharp drop off of the high. Behavior around the lowest low. It forms after a rally along a diagonal trend line, ends with a fast sudden move higher, and then a breakdown through that diagonal trend line with increasing volatility on the way down. I'm advised to trade around a decline to a support, to and through a support to meet a second support, and then there's sideways rotation along that support. I think probably that sideways rotation, that closing trade is going to be on the 24th. So in the first half hour, or excuse me, in the pre-market, we have a notable move higher. We push the upper end of a range higher out of our first low for the day. And then there's a brief peak that's easily missed around the open, followed by a decline through multiple supports. That's a really strong decline there first thing in the morning. Really strong decline first thing in the morning, taking us to a low for the day between roughly 10 and 11. Between roughly, let's say 10 and 12, actually. There's a period of between 11 and 12, there's a move higher, successfully turning resistance into support. And then we have a notable move in the middle of the day to the upside, creating a high for the day, or our first high for the day, somewhere around probably 1 o'clock, followed by a notable drop. There's like 3 pokes through the same price level, and then a sharp drop there between 1 and 2 o'clock. Taking us to a period of sideways rotation between roughly 2 and 3, and a sharp drop that'll stand out in that period of sideways rotation. What I would do is, there's a scalp here. I probably wouldn't do this. It's a little too risky for me. But in the midst of this move to a low for the day here, around 11 o'clock probably, I would open up a long position for a scalp and then close that long position midday in the midst of a notable move to the upside. But a better trade, a safer trade, would be to open up 50% of a short position for a multi-day trade in the midst of that move midday to a high. And then we have a range that's highlighted, a multi-day range that's highlighted in the last hour of trading. It looks like it's a range to the downside, and it's followed by a big move higher to a failed attempt to break through key resistance. It's probably the same high that we had midday. It's either the same high or it'll be a lower one if it's not the same high. But at the close, or at that failed attempt to break through key resistance around the close at a high, that's where I would open up the remaining 50% of a short position in anticipation of being able to close it the following day, or if I'm wrong about that, then on the 25th almost. So that's what I like about the multi-day trade, is that if I'm wrong about the 24th, there's another opportunity, it looks like, on the 25th. And we'll get into that as we get into those readings. Sneak preview for the 24th is a peak that's followed by a sharp drop, standing out on a one-day chart at least. And don't forget to follow that rule of karma, my friends. You do so here at the resources tab of our website, Tarot for Traders. 5% of the profit should be donated forward to one of these charities. 5% of the profit should be donated back to the channel, and it leaves you with 90% of the money. Make sure to spend that money out of love. As long as you follow those rules, you're an angel investor of the channel. The universe is going to send it back to you tenfold through this channel, my friends. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.